Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for joining me. And we're getting ready to have a quick but very important discussion about money. As you saw on the subject of the title of this video, I said that your 700 plus credit score, it ain't good enough. And I know you're thinking like, well, 700 plus is a good credit score, and it is. It's a good credit score. 750 is a great credit score, but 700, between 700 and 749 is a good credit score. But I'm going to tell you why it's not good enough. And these reasons aren't going to apply to everybody, but it's going to apply to a lot of people. It's three specific reasons why your 700 plus credit score is not good enough. So let's jump right into reason number one. Reason number one is you don't have the right credit profile. Remember, credit score is just a score. There's also a profile, which the profile is everything that's on your credit. And a proper credit profile is going to have the appropriate mix of accounts. And this is what hurts a lot of people. It hurt me once upon a time. I went for a line of credit, and the underwriter, they took a look at my credit. My credit score at the time was probably about a 720, 725. So that's a pretty good credit score, right? And they said, hey, you have pretty good credit. You know, you don't have any lates or anything. We see you had a bankruptcy. It's been like 5 years ago. So you've been out of bankruptcy for a long time. You've successfully repaired your credit. The problem is you don't have the proper credit mix. So we're going to have to deny your application. So I'm like, well, what does that mean? They said, well, you have credit cards. True enough, you pay them on time. You got several accounts. The accounts have a little bit of history, but you don't have any installment credit whatsoever since your bankruptcy. You've been out of bankruptcy 5 years. You reestablish your revolving credit history, but you have no installment history. So I had to get installment credit history in order to get myself viable for that line of credit that I wanted. So that's the first thing, is you don't have the proper credit profile or mix of accounts. You need to have installment credit and revolving credit. And revolving credit is lines of credit and credit cards. Installment credit are things like car loans, mortgages, buying furniture on installment contracts, and things like student loans and personal loans. All of those are installment credit, and you need to have both on your credit in your mix of accounts. This can keep you from getting approved for certain types of lending products. All right. It kept me from getting approved for that line of credit that I wanted. And it was the only thing that kept me from being approved. And the underwriter told me it was the only thing. I went back, got some installment history for about a year, came back and got approved for the maximum amount, no problem, right away. All right. So that's the first thing, is you don't have the proper mix. The second thing is your score is phony. And what do you mean? What do you mean my score is phony? My score is 720, 730, whatever. What do you mean my score is phony? Your score is phony because you authorized user on 5 of the 6 trade lines that you have. You got 6 trade lines, but 5 of them you're an authorized user, and you are only the owner of one account. And the one account that you do own is a small limit and has a short history. So don't get me wrong, being an authorized user on a good account is a way to get your credit score higher a little faster, but you still got to establish your own credit. If you got 6 accounts and only one of them is yours, that's not establishing your own credit. And don't think that these lenders don't have ways to find out if you're the primary on an account or just an authorized user. Look, there's no shortcut to this stuff. People think there is, but it's really no shortcut to doing it right. And one of the things with credit is that it takes a little time to build it up. So I would suggest, even if you are authorized user on a couple of accounts, get at least 3 or 4 of your own. You know, I always say you want to be good worldwide. You want to be good worldwide, get some with a Visa logo, some with a MasterCard logo, and something with an American Express or Discover logo, and you're pretty much covered worldwide. All right, so that's number 2. Number 2 is your score is phony because almost all of your accounts belong to someone else. The last thing is your spending habits are going to bite you on the butt. So what do I mean by that? The FICO 10T scoring model. 10T. T is in Tom. The T stands for trending data. You're probably thinking about other FICO models like 9 that get your credit score, and it's basically a snapshot of what your credit is at that moment. It's just like taking a picture. But with the FICO 10T, which some lenders are using, they're looking at your trended data for the last 24 months. In other words, they are looking at how you are actually using your credit. Did you just pay a 80% utilization ratio down to 10% to come in and apply for this line of credit or this personal loan or this business loan or whatever the product is that you are applying for? Because they can find that out. They can look at your history of the last 2 years, and that's called the FICO 10T. The T is for trending data. So that's the third reason why your 700 plus credit score ain't good enough. It's because your history and your financial habits are going to keep you from being able to take advantage of the access to capital that you're trying to get. So there it is, guys. Let's go over it real quick one last time. The first issue is you don't have the proper profile or credit mix. You need installment and revolving credit showing up on your credit credit report. Number 2, you have a bunch of accounts that aren't really yours. So you're authorized user on almost every account that you have. That's not going to cut it. You need to have your own accounts. It's okay to be authorized user on a few accounts, but can't be authorized user on 90% of the credit accounts or the trade lines that you have. Okay. Last but not least, number 3, the FICO 10T, your credit usage, your financial habits of constantly having high balances and carrying high balances. I'm not saying running up a high balance and paying it when the statement is due. I'm saying carrying high balances month after month after month, and then running to try and pay something off because you know you're getting ready to apply for some credit. The FICO 10T scoring model is going to ding you for that, and it's going to disqualify you from some of the products that you might go for. So there it is, 3 reasons why your 700 plus credit score ain't good enough and ain't really what you think it is. Hope you got something out this video. Make sure you subscribe, like, share, pop that notification bell while you're at it. The friends at YouTube think that this video right here is the next one that you need to watch. So go ahead and check that video out. Till I come back with my next video, guys, I'm 100% gone.